Hello YouTube, my name is Jason and this is Lionware. Today we're going to discuss arrays. In my past tutorials I went a little fast, but that's because that is just a more boring chapter in the Java language and every other object-oriented programming language at that. And now we're actually entering arrays, which is like the first step to programming getting interesting. So let's go ahead and open up our NetBeans and go to open up our variables file. The Oracle describes an array as a container that holds a fixed number of values of a single type. So there's actually a couple ways to declare an array. So say if we take the int and we assign the name of it to name. The first thing that you notice, I put these little square brackets at the end of the int, and that is telling Java that this is indeed an array. We're going to go ahead and cut this off, and we're going to paste it right here because you can put it right here. And we'll take that one off, and we'll stick it here at the end. But it is discouraged putting it in these two spots. The actual professional way to put it would be right here in front of the int. The next step to an array would be to allocate memory to it. And to allocate memory to an array, all you do is go array, you type in the name of it, which is array name equals new int, and then we're going to give it 10 spaces for memory. That means we can insert 10 data, 10 int forms of data inside of this array. The next step would be to initialize the element. Well, 10 elements in one array. That would probably be the better way of saying it. The next way we would be initializing the elements into the array. So we would type in the name, array name equals, give it a curly brace, choose what one you want to allocate it to. In Java, it starts by counting by 0, and then it goes to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And you would say equals 17, and then that's how you allocate the memory to the array element. 0 would be the data for it would be 17, and so on and so on. Like you would go on to do array name 1 equals like 12, and then so on and so on. Name equals 15. That's how you would initialize it, but we have 10 elements and that would take an awful long time. So the easiest way I can say of allocating memory to it would just to initialize it, declare it, and then give it all of its elements. And the way you would do that is we would just go back to the declaring the array, and then we'll put an equal, and then we'll throw on the curly braces at the end of it and throw a semicolon at it, and then we'll just give each data type. Say this would be the 0 spot, the 1 spot, the 2 spot, the 4 spot, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's always back because it starts with 0. So let me give you an example. Let's go to system.out.println, and let's say array name, and then we need to choose which one we want to print, and let's print 0. And when we print the 0, we should get the 1, because the 1 is in the 0 spot, because when declaring an array, it starts with 0 and goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Let's play. And as you can see, it printed out the 1. Also, you can pretty much just declare it and allocate memory to it without actually setting all this and giving yourself like 5 lines to do all that. You can just do this and go new int and then give it the amount of memory you want to give it. And then later on you can go on and just add elements to that memory, and so on and so on, equals 32, just like that. And then the second element for us would be 32, but for Java that would be the first space, because it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Also in arrays, there's something called a multi-dimensional array. And a multi-dimensional array is a lot like a normal array, except for what you would do is, I don't want to erase all that, we'll just erase this amount. And the way you would do that is by doing the curly braces, giving it a second square bracket, and then throwing in a square bracket in every spot that you would have a spot in. And we would need to, let's go ahead and throw some memory in this. And I'm missing something. Why is... Okay, it was just a little glitch or something. But now, as you can see, it was just running. It's running perfectly fine. And the way it works is it takes an array and puts it inside of an array. So it's saying it's an integer array, but it has array type integers inside of the array. So as you can see, this is the outside array and these are the inside arrays. And the way you would call on these is, say I wanted to, let's change up this information a little bit, that way it's different from the first one. You would go array name, and then you would have to put both of your square brackets at the end of it, but we need to put that in the system.out.println. That would help y'all out a little bit, wouldn't it? .out.println, and then we would do the array name, and then we'd need 2 square brackets. Let's throw a semicolon at the end of it, and if we went the 0, 0 spot, it means 0 right here for the 0, and then the second 0 spot, which is right here. So it's 0, 1 for the first brackets, and then 0, 1 for the second brackets. So if we print that, we should get a 2. And if we don't, I'm just going to look like a dumbass. We got a 2. I don't look like a dumbass. I'm saved today. And let's change it to, let's say 1. Let's change this to a 1, and it should say 23. And as you can see, it says 23. I got a little bit nervous on that one. No, I'm just kidding. I had that one in the bag. But as you can see, it said 1, so it went 0, 1, and then it went, now what spot does he want it inside of this array? And I want it in the 0 spot, so it went 0, and then did not do 1 because it found it right here. That is how you do them. So let's go ahead and let's create a small program out of this, because there's also this other type. There's a system class that has the system class has a array copy method that you can use to copy data from one array to another. So we're going to go ahead and create a program out of it, and I'm going to give y'all an assignment at the end of this tutorial so y'all can make little modifications to it. So let's create a new class, new project. Well, new project, not a new class. Let's call it Java Applications. Go to Next. Let's call it Girls. And click Finish. Alright. When it finishes declaring that, go to the Girls Java file. You can close that one. Discard, I don't need it. We're going to delete this part right here because we don't need that. That's just commented out. And the way you comment stuff in Java is you would just type in a // and that would do one line, or you could do the / that, and then you could type in right here for multiple lines. And Java doesn't read that. That's just for like codes. So now let's get back onto our little program. We have our public static void main string already created for us, so we don't need to create that. And let's type a char type array, and let's name it header. And let's set header to be equal to, because nobody likes a hater. All you haters can stop watching my videos as of now, because I'm about to hurt your feelings. And put D inside of the single quotes, because this is a char type, not a string type. And then let's put a O, and let's separate that with a comma. Single quotes N, comma, single quotes D. And then we're going to give a single quotes space, comma, semi-quotes. Just follow me. I'm not going to talk you through each and every little letter. We're just going to do this for every letter though.